ओमज्ञानतिमिरान्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरुवे नमः। श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूपः कदा मह्यं ददाति स्वपदान्तिकं। वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरो श्रीयुतपदकमलं श्रीगुरून् वैष्णवांश्च श्रीरूपं साग्रजातं सहगणा रघुनाथान्वितं तं सजीवं साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनसहितं कृष्णचैतन्यदेवं श्रीराधा कृष्णपादान् सहगणा ललिता श्रीविशाखान्वितांश्च। हे कृष्ण करुणा सिंधो दीनबंधो जगत्पते गोपेश गोपिकाकांत राधाकांत नमोस्तुते। तप्त कांचन गौरांगी राधे वृंदावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये। वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्यैव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। नमो विष्णुपादाय कृष्णप्रेष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्त स्वामिनिति नामिने। नमस्ते सरस्वते देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्य देशतारिणे। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासदि गौर भक्त वृंद। हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। Hare Krishna, we welcome all the devotees, the preachers, the organizers, and all of you wonderful students. At a time when all of your friends are enjoying in different ways, all of you decided to come to NVCC IYS camp. So a big round of applause to all of you. Hari Bol. It's not easy to come to IYS camp. It takes millions of lifetimes of punya karma. Believe me. So, Hanumanji is an eternal servant of the Lord, and once you become a servant of the Lord will never forget you. But Hanumanji at one point of time in Valmiki Ramayana, when he first meets Lord Ramchandra, it is described, he changed his look. From a Vanar Rupa, he assumed a Brahmana's Rupa, and he came in front of Lord Ram and Lakshman. And he could not recognize Ram. So if two people are meeting and one person changes his disguise, he has a different face, he has a different body. So he should not be recognized, or he should not recognize? He should not be recognized. But interestingly, Hanumanji changed his disguise and Ramchandra did not change his disguise. So Ramchandra should not have recognized Hanuman, but it is the other way around. Hanumanji did not recognize Ramchandra, but Ramchandra recognized, this is my eternal servant Hanuman. So Krishna says, Ye yatha mam prapadyante. If you surrender to Krishna, then Krishna embraces you. If you play games with Krishna, then you end up playing a game with yourself. So when Hanumanji goes and asks Ram, who are you and where are you from? You are in renounced order clothes, but your shoulders, your arms, they look like Kshatriyas. Ramji did not even answer. Ramji told Lakshman, you answer. You know why? Because Ramchandra felt hurt. My pure devotee, my eternal servant, how can he play a game with me? How can he put on a mask and hide himself from me? So similarly, all of us also, in one sense, we were in the spiritual world, all of us have a unique individual relationship with Krishna. But what have we done now in the present situation? We have given up our relationship with Krishna and we have also assumed a different look. And because of a changed look, we have changed our outlook towards the world also. In every drama, the director, they will have some storyline, and then the actors are supposed to act in a particular role. And it's not just a question of the makeup, it's not just a question of the script, it's not just a question of the dialogues. Actually, the whole environment, the backdrop, everything has to be perfect for the perfect outcome of the play. If the actor has by-hearted all his dialogues properly, the script is by heart, but the costumes are not ready on the day of the drama, and the background and all the get-up, like if it's a jail, then there should be jail-like look. If it's a palace, then it should palace-like look. If it's a monastery, then a monastery-like look, right? It all matters. So if all that is not in place, but he's speaking very nice dialogues, will it work? So the gopis are telling Krishna that we are the same gopis, you are the same Krishna, but the environment is not Vrindavan. This is Kurukshetra, and that's why we want to reciprocate with you. Love is not compromised, but the environment is not nourishing the love. So we want to take you to Vrindavan. That is the whole Rath Yatra story. So you and me are also part of a drama, and the Supreme Lord is the producer of this drama. Anganiyasya, right? And Jivanti Loma Vilaja Jagadandanatha, from whose pores the universe has come out. So who's the producer? The Supreme Lord. Now who's the director of this play here that we are doing with a changed mask and a changed face? Maya Devi is the director. Now who's the script writer? Our karma. What is going to happen there? But exactly which dialogue should be spoken and what exactly the event sequence will be designed by the director. And then when the drama starts or the shooting starts, there is something called as a clap boy. So on that scene number and everything is written, and then there is a clap like this, and then the scene starts. So when they do the recording, that time how they will put the recording together, on that clap, that scene number is written. So 23 scene will be followed by 24, but the whole movie is not shot in single day. So that clap boy is very important. So who's the clap boy in our story? The Devatas. Because they are the persons who will determine at what point of time you will receive karma in what way. So this is this huge drama going on in the material world, and we have all our costumes. What is our costume? Man, Buddhi, Ahankar. We have put on a false ahankar, on that there is a false mind, on that there is a false body, the Gyanendriyas, the Karmendriyas, and the whole thing is I don't have a relationship with Krishna. This is the whole role. But actually we all belong. Krishna has claimed us much before. In the Gita, when does Arjun accept his relationship with Krishna? Nashtamo smritir labdha tat prasadat maya achyuta, right? He's surrendering to Krishna at the end. Initially, he just wants answer. The surrender in the beginning, 2.7, Karpanya dosha. It's not actual surrender, it is just for getting answers. So Arjun surrenders to Krishna much later, but Krishna much before already says, Mamai vamsho jiva loke jiva bhuta sanatana. All the jivas are my parts and parcel. So the Father is always putting his claim on the living entities much before the living entity accepts that yes, I belong to this Father. So the Supreme Lord is even now, just like Hanumanji, he recognized Hanumanji, but Hanumanji did not recognize him because of his mask. So all of us have put on a false mask, and we don't want to serve the Supreme Lord. And all of us are here participating in this drama, and the title of the drama is The Search for Happiness. It sounds like a very nice drama, right? It sounds like a romantic story. So sometimes there are some films, the poster is like a romantic poster. And when the movie starts, then you realize this is a horror story. So similarly, our life is also, it started with a romantic story. Maya Devi was full dressed up very beautifully. But Krishna says in the Gita, Daivihi Esha Gurnamayi Mama Maya Duratyaya. So actually, Maya Devi is Krishna Dasi. She is actually a servant of Krishna. She belongs to Krishna. But she's dressed so beautifully, she's dressed so attractively. And one day we saw her, then we thought, instead of serving Krishna, why don't we embrace Maya Devi? But whom does she belong to? So when you embrace a beautiful, attractive woman who is already belonging to somebody else, what is it called? It is called an illicit affair. Right? And if you have an illicit affair with somebody who is already belonging to somebody else, the initial part may be very, attractive. What is the end of an illicit affair? It's usually violence. It's usually killing. So all of us, we started an illicit affair with Maya Devi, and we came to this world and we are thinking, today or tomorrow I can enjoy Maya Devi. Today or tomorrow I can enjoy. And then what happens as a result of that? There is violence in our life. Moghasha, mogha karmano, mogha jnana vichetasaha. If you read the 16th chapter, it is mentioned, the hopes of such a person are baffled. Mogha asha. So all of us have different ashas, but till the time we are not in line with Krishna's expectations, all our ashas get baffled. I was talking to one of the preachers and he was saying he is in touch with some family, and recently there was NEET exam, medical entrance exam. IIT JEE also happened recently. So bright student, and he wanted admission in some college and he didn't get those many marks. So this boy is in depression. It's not that he failed. He, based on his marks, is not getting the college that he wanted. He is getting a college lower than that. But he is not taking admission because he is thinking, I wanted that college. And this preacher is trying to tell him, Prabhu, Krishna is kind on you. You did not fail. You may not get that top number 1 college, but you are getting number 2 college. So why don't you take admission to number 2 college? And let us go ahead in life. He is completely in depression and he is not ready to study. He is not going to give that exam again, and he is saying, but why I did not get number 1 college? So mogha asha, mogha karmano, whatever activities we do, we don't get results as per what we want. And mogha jnana, that all our knowledge that we thought will make us empowered, actually it weakens us. That Bhakti Vinod Thakur is saying, Sei vidya avidya bhelo. Actually I thought it is vidya, but actually it was avidya. I thought this vidya, so-called vidya, will increase light in my life. Actually the more I am learning the materialistic books, the more there is darkness in my life. So illicit affair always ends in violence. Illicit affair always ends in problems. And all of us have gotten into this drama where we got into an illicit affair with Maya Devi. So how do you escape from here? I'll tell you one story. This is a real story. And it could give a lot of hope to us. Second World War, around that time, the Nazi soldiers, they were educated by their superiors, starting from Adolf Hitler, that there is a particular religion in this world. We don't want to name that religion, but that religion is a curse on humanity. And anybody from that religion, just because they are born in that religion, nothing to do with their swabhava, nothing to do with their vritti, nothing to do with their chitta, nothing to do with how they behave. But just because they are born in that religion, they are a curse on humanity and they need to be eliminated. So in a matter of a few years, 120 lakh people from that religion were killed. And how they were killed? They were captured. Families were captured by the soldiers. The men and the women will be separated. And the women will usually have some rings, some earrings and necklaces and gold, right? So all that gold will be taken away. All the jewelry and all will be taken away. Then they will be killed. And the males will be separated and the males will be put to work. Hard labor. And many times in subhuman conditions like ice, they are working in ice, but they don't even have shoes on their foot. I know some of the brahmacharis in our Bombay temple, on marble, they need some slippers or they need some shoes to walk on marble in Bombay. Bombay is supposed to be a warm city. What to speak of Pune, Delhi and North India. And what to speak of Siberia. So people captured by the Nazi soldiers were made to work barefoot, walking on ice. What happens to somebody without shoes when you walk on ice? You collapse. You basically fall sick. And after some days, you are good for nothing. That time, you are killed. So, पहले काम करवा लेने का, squeeze all the energy out of them and then put them to death. So, one such concentration camp was in a place called Krakow. And in that Krakow, one person was there of that religion. His name was Stanislavski Lech. And this Stanislavski Lech, he was thinking, this is injustice. Why am I captured here? For what? I never did any harm to anybody. For what I am captured? So he was thinking, I need to escape from this concentration camp. But nobody ever escaped from this concentration camp. There were 12-foot high walls all around the concentration camp. So during the day, they were heavily monitored by the Nazis. But in the evening, the Nazi soldiers would leave. And in those days, you did not have CCTV camera. So you were all alone. So one day, this Stanislavski Lech, he thought, I don't know why, but I get some strange bad odor in one part of the concentration camp. So he thought I should check it out. So he went there and he got some 1 or 2 people and then he climbed on top of their shoulders and this way, that way, finally, he peered over the big, huge wall. You know what he saw? There were around 200 dead bodies of previous people who were killed by the Nazis. Their clothes were taken off. Their jewelry was taken off. Some of them had golden teeth. You know, rich people, they will have golden teeth. So Jews, sorry, I didn't want to mention that. But they're supposed to be rich people. All the bankers, even in today's world, are from this religion. So they have a habit of having golden teeth. So many of their teeth were taken out because it was gold, it was not teeth. And all those dead bodies were just dumped in one place and all those bodies were basically rotting. And that bad odor was coming. And when he saw that, he got one thought. If you were there in that situation, you have been separated from your family is already killed, you have been robbed of all your money, all your assets, you are good for nothing, donkey now. Just you will be made to work and then you will be killed, disposed of. And then you are in a concentration camp waiting for death. And one day you look at 250 dead bodies. What is the thought that you will get? Anybody wants to volunteer and tell me? What thought you will get? Yeah, so he is saying there is no way to get out of these jaws of death. Yes? Anybody else has a different kind of a thought?
Instead of going to death, we should take one path to escape from this.
So he is saying, instead of death, let me find out some path. How many of you, just honestly raise your hand, had a thought as per what he said, that there is no way now out? Yeah. How many of you had this kind of a thought that let me find out another way? Okay, many of you. And in between, we have a different seminar on how to wake up. That's the second seminar. So, this person, when he saw that scene, people around him asked, kya dekha tumne? And he said, there are 200 corpses there rotting and naked, without clothes, disposed of. All of them, they thought, oh my God, this is what is waiting for us. And Stanislavski Lech, he said, this could be the door to my freedom. That night, he took off all his clothes. He hid them somewhere so that nobody should know he jumped. And somehow or the other, because at night time the Nazi soldiers were not there, he managed to jump over the wall and he fell down naked in that heap of rotting corpses, dead bodies. Have you ever seen a dead body? You know, just last week, one of my close relatives left this world. I saw the dead body. So the hands were tied in the hospital and the cremation took place in the evening time. So they had tied a rope here. So शाम को जब अग्नि दी तो rope निकाला ना, the whole hand was yellow. And the rope, it was tied and there was no blood flow. If I tie a rope and there is blood flow, there's a little mark. You know what I saw? It was like a rope almost had cut the hand. You know, it was like deep, but there's no blood flow. It was a very scary sight. And he had died in the afternoon and his Antim Samskar took place in the evening time. Here we are talking of corpses that have been disposed of, we don't know how many days, and it is rotting. Can you imagine jumping into a heap of corpses which are rotting and they are naked and all? It's like a very scary sight, right? So this happened at night, and the whole night he is in between all that. And in the morning, one truck dumper came and some workers came, and with their gloves and all that, they took those bodies and they just dumped them into the truck, right? All those 200 corpses. So in between all that, he also got dumped. So, if you are on top, when you jump, and when you are dumped into the truck, where will you go? At the bottom. So in the truck, he was at the bottom, and he's surrounded by all those corpses, and all of them are smelling, and he's still living. And he survived that torture for around half an hour, 1 hour, and the truck went somewhere into some deep inside the jungle, and they just dumped those bodies. And then the truck went away. And there are these 200 bodies over him, and in general what I have heard is the dead body, the weight increases. A living person death, the weight is less. So there are all these bodies above him. Somehow he managed to come out of that. It's a scary sight. And then without clothes on his body, he had to run for 25 miles to the nearest city. And when he ran to the nearest city, then he escaped and he lived to speak this story. So why did we speak this entire story? Nothing to do with the Nazis. The point is that if you really want to escape, are you prepared to do the undoable, and are you prepared to think the unthinkable? Because most of us, when we are in a situation where we are trapped, where we will be humiliated, where we will be killed physically or emotionally, most of us will say, if anyway it's going to happen tomorrow, let it happen today. But if very few people, they have that spirit of escaping from trouble, escaping from the horror chamber, and they say, whatever it takes, but I will escape. So how many of you who have come to this camp want to escape from the horror story of that drama which we only started trying to enjoy Maya Devi? We want to enjoy this world, but sorry to say, we are unable to enjoy this world. One of my friends shared with me something. He said, actually, just 10 years back, Bombay-Pune journey was around 8 hours. Now it is 2.5 hours. So life is very fast. Just 10 years back, a family meant 15 members in the family. Now there are hardly 3 or 4 in one family. So very nice. In good old days, the fastest means of communication was a telegram. And it would take at least 3 or 4 days for messages to go. Now, it takes more time for us to type a message than for the message to go. And, in the 15-20 years back, seeing somebody meant traveling. Today, seeing somebody is happening on the phone. And around 10 years back, if you went to the bank, it meant at least you spend 1 hour. Now all the banking transactions happen on the phone. Around 5 or 10 years back, if you had some medical investigation, then it meant you went to the hospital, they took an X-ray, and then they will call you the next day, and the next day they will tell you this is. And today what happens is, there's a computerized film, and right in front of you they put there in that scanner, and in 2 minutes they tell you what is the diagnosis, right? So traveling has improved, communication has improved, banking has improved, medical services have improved. Some years back, to watch a movie meant you go to the movie theater, you stand in a queue, you purchase a ticket, then you come back, and then you go on the day of the show, right? Now, you can choose to watch a movie at 11 o'clock at night, the movie that you want. And you can, if you want to watch a scene again, then you can rewind there. On the cinema theater, it did not give you that. So entertainment, medical investigations, everything has improved. But still, when we ask people, can you please chant Hare Krishna, they say no time. Even now when we say, there's a beautiful seminar that is offered free of cost, but students say no time. And if we tell even family members that there is a seminar on how to improve relationships within the family. They say, Prabhuji, I need this seminar, but I don't have time for this seminar. And when we organize yatras and tell people, would you like to come for a 2-day trip to Vrindavan, a 3-day trip to Vrindavan? They say, if you organize to GEV, then it's possible to come, but Mathura, Vrindavan, it's too far away, Prabhuji. So, no time for reading books, no time for talking to parents, no time to offer a little bit of puja in the morning before you leave home, no time even to appreciate the creation, nature around us, no time even for your personal hobbies also. And what are we doing? We are busy watching IPL, all the matches. On Netflix, all the hot movies are watched. The latest reels in which there is some action and ooh. Actually, there is no humor also, and because there is no humor, they have to force that humor. Humor means the person who cracks that joke, he does not laugh. But it is so humorous that the listeners laugh. Kali Yuga humor, unfortunately, is the listeners don't laugh only. The person who is supposedly cracking a joke, he only says you laugh, so he only puts that audio. This kind of crazy humor we are watching. And also there are endless debates that are going on. Prime Minister, did he do the right decision? Did he not do the right decision? As if, we have an adhikar to tell that Prime Minister of what is right and what is wrong. So, this horror movie is really a very dangerous horror movie. We have gotten busy into doing things that have no relevance with our life. And because of doing things which have no relevance with our lives, we have unfortunately no time left for everything that has relevance with our life. So what do you call a person? He is not doing something that is important for him, and he has all the time to do something which is not important for him. What will you call such a person? खाना खाने के लिए समय नहीं है, लेकिन ये cheap humor, he's eating it whole day and there's burps also. He's doing. But so many useless reels he's watching. What do you call such a person? July 2025, student in a college. Anybody who is a student in any college in July 2025, you could call him this. But if you want to escape this horror story, then like Stanislavski Lech, we'll have to do something that is radical. We cannot pray to the Nazi guards and say, आप कितने अच्छे हैं, आपके बॉस बुरे हैं, उन्होंने हमारे ऊपर लांछन लगा दिया कि हम खराब लोग हैं, हम भी अच्छे हैं, हम लोग भी भगवान में बिलीव करते हैं, लेकिन आपको किसी ने गलत बता दिया तो क्या आप हमको रिहा करेंगे? Can you please release us from this concentration camp? How many times, if an appeal is made to the Nazi soldiers, they will release the captured people? What do you think are the chances? So if you go to Maya Devi and say, my dear Maya Devi, I'm innocent. Only thing is I don't love Krishna. And I don't want to love Krishna. And I don't want to love people who love Krishna. And I don't want to listen to people who love Krishna. They keep telling me, please chant. Please read a little bit of Bhagavatam. Please serve Krishna a little bit. But I have no interest in listening to their free advice. But I want to pay 149 rupees per month for Netflix definitely. So the path to hell in Kali Yuga is very costly. And the path to Vaikuntha by Srila Prabhupada's grace is free of cost. Chanting, no money. Hearing classes in the temple, no money. Weekly program at the base, no money. Is there any base here in Bombay which charges money for the weekly program? Any college program which charges? Any of you is attending a weekly program which costs money? Any of you is watching Netflix which is free? Okay, any of you is watching YouTube which is free? Because the cost is all those ads that come and all the suggested videos that come. And if you want ad-free YouTube, what do you have to pay? Premium YouTube. There is nothing free. So garbage is being sold to you, telling you it is good for you. And Prabhupada is distributing Amrit free of cost, but we think it is not useful for us. So we have to, with a sense of urgency, understand, basically we are Stanislavski Lech in a concentration camp. If we don't take that difficult route of jumping over the corpses and that unthinkable, mostly what will happen to Stanislavski Lech is that he will also be crucified. How many of you would like to be crucified? No? All of you want to escape? What is the path of escaping? The topic that was given to me is, our Prabhuji is telling me, what is our fortune? So, second chapter of the Gita, first chapter of the Gita, Arjun speaks and Krishna does not speak. Krishna is just hearing Arjun. His different reasons for not escaping from the concentration camp. Krishna has put him in a situation of a concentration camp. He's telling me, do you want to escape? And Arjun is saying, but if I escape, people will not feel right. And if I escape, then my friends may not be happy with me. And if I escape from here, then the Nazi soldiers, they may feel unhappy that one of their people left. And Krishna is saying, Prabhu, you are in the wrong place at the right time. You have to escape from this wrong place. You are not supposed to be in the concentration camp. You are supposed to be outside there in the spiritual world. Unnecessarily, you are being fried by Maya. One of the, that Yaksha Prashna. One of the Yaksha Prashna is that what is the news? And the answer to that Yudhishthir Maharaj gives is, the news is that Maya Devi is roasting the souls on the tawa of samsara. If you have done any cooking, then roti like ko sekte hai na? So Yudhishthir Maharaj Yaksha ko pochte hai. The news is that the living entities are being roasted on the pot of samsara by Maya. And Krishna is telling Arjun, I want you to escape this concentration camp. And he's saying, no, but reason number one, the Nazi soldiers will not be happy. Reason number two, I'll have to jump and maybe I will fall and maybe I'll break the knee. Right? So he keeps quiet. Well, theek hai. Then he feels, maybe I should escape. So 2.7 he says, I think I want to escape. So 2.11, Krishna starts speaking the Gita. Ashochan anvashocastvam, right? So before 2.7, what is the relationship between Krishna and Arjun? As a friend-friend relationship. After 2.7, what is the relationship of Krishna and Arjun? Guru and teacher. So Krishna is now teaching him the path to escape from the concentration camp of the material world, where you are being roasted by Maya Devi. Then in 2.54, Arjun asks a question. Sthitadhi kim prabhasheta kim asita vrajeta kim. Oh my dear Krishna, you started first that I should tolerate. Then you told me 2.16 to 2.25 you spoke about how the spirit soul has certain qualities, and then you also spoke about the duties. Then you spoke how the Vedas are like a reservoir. And somebody who has access to a well has limited access, but huge reservoir means he has unlimited water. And after that 2.54 Arjun says, my dear Krishna, can you please tell me, how does a self-controlled sage behave, walk, talk, sit and all? And in the course of that, Krishna starts speaking. How to control your senses. What is the one way to control senses? You starve your senses. I want to drink water, but he is saying that I should not drink water. So what is one way to prevent me from drinking water? Simple. Don't put this glass of water in front of me. Simple, right? Starve the senses. But does it work? What does Krishna say in 2.59? Higher taste you get? What is that? Yeah, Vishaya vinivartante nirahara. So nirahar karenge aap, if you starve yourself, Vishaya vinivartante. You repeat it back but with greater force. Shravan ka mahina jab aata hai Maharashtra mein, the whole Shravan month, a particular community, they don't eat meat. The whole year they eat meat, but they don't eat meat in Shravan. The whole year they drink certain liquids which are very costly. But in Shravan Mas they don't drink. And the last day of Shravan, there is an Amavasya. And in Maharashtra, that Amavasya has a very bad name. It is called Gatari Amavasya. And Gatar means, anybody knows what is Gatar? It's sewage. So why is it called Gatari Amavasya? Because on Gatari Amavasya, it is the last day of Shravan Mas. All the meat eating that was not done and all the drinking that was not done, it happens on that day and people fall into Gatar. So it is called Gatari. It's not a Shastric name. In case you want to know that. So, Vishaya vinivartante. Vishesha rupena nivartante. When you starve your senses, you starve. And then when you get Vishaya Vinivartante, when Niraharasya Dehina. When you do Nirahar, when you starve, then Vishaya Vinivartante. But Rasovarjam Rasopyasya Param Drishtva Nivartate. But when you go to a higher taste, then you don't come back. So in the till 2.7, the relationship is friend-friend relationship. After 2.7, it is teacher-student relationship. So teacher is guiding the student. Why you should fight? Because you are a spirit soul. But you may say you are not a spirit soul. Right now you are a Kshatriya. So Kshatriya's duty is to fight. So you should fight. So on the level of spirit soul also you should fight. As a Kshatriya also you should fight. In the Vedas also, the body of knowledge, it is mentioned that you should fight for justice. So that's why you should fight. All this is a teacher talking to a student. Now that 2.54 comes where Arjuna asks a question. And then while speaking that, in 2.61, for the first time, Krishna cannot restrain himself and he ends up speaking the right way to control senses. What is the right way to control senses? Is it starving the senses? That's a temporary way to control the senses. What is the right way to control senses? The right way to control senses is to get a higher taste. Right? So 2.59, he says this, Raso Varjam Raso Besa. In 2.61, you know what he says? बताऊं सच बात बताऊं अर्जुन तुमको इंद्रियों को वश में करना है. You want to hear? तानि सर्वाणि संयम्य युक्त आसीत मत्परः वशे हि यस्य इंद्रियाणि तस्य प्रज्ञा प्रतिष्ठिता. The friend turned into a teacher in 2.11. But now the relationship goes to another level. The teacher turned into the goal of the path. Yukta asita matparaha. For the first time in the Gita, Krishna says, you know what? All this business of trying to control the senses this way and that way, it is all 2 paisa worth of business. Don't do that. You want to hear reality? Who wants to hear reality? He says, the only way is Tani sarvani samyamya. You want to control the senses? Yukta asita matparaha. The teacher was teaching the path to success, but he knows Krishna is a well-wisher. So Krishna knows, इसको मैं रास्ता कभी तक बताऊंगा. Finally ना इसको मैं बता देता हूँ. I am his well-wisher. Prabhu, I am not your friend. I am playing the role of a friend. I am not your teacher. I am playing the role of a teacher. I am the goal of this path of spirituality. When all the sadhus and all the jnanis and all the dhyanis and all the karmis, the path they are walking, I am there at the end. Bahunam janmanam ante Jnanavan mam prapadyate. Yoginam api sarvesham madgatena antaratmanam. Shraddhavan vajate eva mam same yukto. So actually Krishna did not want to speak about himself as early as 2.61. Actually he wanted to talk about it only after a certain, but you know what, a good friend cannot delay good advice. So Krishna blurted out, Krishna ended up speaking the only right sustainable way, if you want to become sthita pragya, if you want to become stable in controlling your senses, if you really want to escape the concentration camp of Maya, surrender to me. Yukta asita matpara. So this is actually the real fortune that is waiting for all of us. We can have detailed seminars on how to control your senses by pranayam. We can have detailed seminars on how to control your senses by developing jnana. But you know what? According to Krishna himself, it is not the right process. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, you know, in one of the shlokas in the Chaitanya Charitamrita, it comes, Panchatattva eka vastu nahi kichu bhed, rasa aswadite kintu vivida vibhed. Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami is saying, Panchatattva eka vastu. Actually, the 5 tattvas that are there, the Supreme Lord, the incarnation of the Supreme Lord, the expansion of the Supreme Lord, Antaranga Shakti and Bahiranga Shakti and Tatastha Shakti. The 5 tattvas are there in Panchatattva. But Panchatattva eka vastu. Actually it is one only, it is spirit only. All 5 are spirit. Panchatattva eka vastu nahi kichu bhed. There is no bhed. Then why there are 5 different personalities? Why Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is different, Nityananda Prabhu is different, Advaita Acharya is different, Gadadhar Pandit is different, Srivas Pandit, Rasa aswadite. Kintu vivida vibhed. So Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is actually Krishna. He is the highest enjoyer. If there is any enjoyer, real enjoyer, is it Lord Shiva? Is it Lord Brahma? Is it Lord Vishnu? Controversial statement. Because Lord Vishnu in the 10th canto, he steals the sons of a Brahman, the child of a Brahman steals, and those child vanishes. And then at one point of time, we don't want to get into the story, but at one point of time, Krishna and Arjun, because Arjun takes a vow that I will kill myself. So Krishna has to save him. Name bhakta pranashyati. So they go out of the universe. And when they go out of the universe, there is Vishnu there, Mahavishnu, from whose pores the universe comes out. And he says, actually, I stole those kids of the Brahman. And then Krishna says, why? Because I want to take your darshan. Sham Sundar, Nanda Nandan, Yashoda Dulal, Krishna. Mahavishnu wanted to take darshan. That darshan is not easily available. So he had to steal the boys of a Brahman in Dwarka to take darshan of Krishna. So he is also subservient to Krishna. That's why I said there is only one enjoyer, Krishna. That Nanda Nandan Krishna came in the guise of a renunciant to taste rasa aswadite kintu vivida vibhed. The greatest enjoyer, and in one sense, in the previous incarnation, when he came as Krishna, he had the maximum association of unlimited females. That person who enjoyed the company of unlimited females to taste the rasa of surrender to Krishna, he gave up the position of an enjoyer. The only person who should be enjoyer gave up the position of an enjoyer and he became a renunciant. What is my duty? Just to chant the holy names. And he wanted to rasa aswadite. And this, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has a relationship with Srivas Thakur. Srivas Thakur is a Grihastha. Srivas Thakur is such a great Grihastha. One day his son died. And Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was dancing in the Kirtan. And he told his wife and his mother-in-law, if you cry and that sound comes outside when Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is dancing, think about it. I don't want the dance of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu to be disturbed. No crying. After Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu leaves, then we'll do everything. And Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu understood it. He said, what kind of a devotee are you? Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu tells Srivas Thakur, actually myself and Lord Nityanand, we are your two sons. You are like our father only. Malini Devi, you are like our mother only. But who is Srivas Thakur? Narad Muni. Who is Narad Muni in his constitutional position? He is the greatest renunciant. Narad Muni is the greatest renunciant who has nothing to do with females. Rasa aswadite kintu vivida vibhed. The greatest renunciant, Narad Muni, he became a Grihastha in Chaitanya Leela. And Sri Krishna, who is the greatest enjoyer, the only enjoyer, became the greatest renunciant. And both have changed their positions extremely. For what? To taste the sweetness of bhakti to Krishna. What is there? This concept called bhakti to Krishna, that everyone is changing their natures. Srimad Bhagavatam is a book of revolutionary stories. Why? Because, in today's times, if some lottery ticket is won by one of you and you say, Prabhu, I got a lottery ticket of 100 rupees. Who cares? But if somebody says, Prabhu, I got a lottery ticket of 10 lakh crore rupees. Now it is something. Right? I keep traveling. Unfortunately, that's my karma. So I see one time, I saw on this Solapur-Pune highway, I saw a photo. Honestly, I'm not joking. This was a meat eating competition photo. And the winner of that competition, his photo was there, huge. He ate one goat. His photo was there. So they will cook unlimited meat and you have to register for it. So that amount is good amount. 1,000, 2,000, whatever it is. And the more you eat, meat, not rice dal, not vermicelli. That I was thinking what kind of competitions they are having and what kind of dirty things are happening in this world, right? So Shukdev Goswami, he knows these Kali Yuga people, if you tell them, please chant the holy names, hoga nahi kuch. He has to give very, very extreme stories, right? So what are the extreme stories mentioned in the Srimad Bhagavatam? As per Varnashram, as per Vedic culture, who is greater? The renunciant is greater or the Grihastha is greater? Did I ask a difficult question? Okay. Now you enter 9th canto and you enter the story of Ambarish Maharaj. Ambarish Maharaj is somebody who rides on elephants. He has a queen and everything else. He is a typical king. And there comes Durvasa Rishi And Durvasa, one of the meanings of Durvasa is he does not wear clothes also. Renunciant. Detached. And he is invited for prasad and he says, I want to eat, I want to take a bath and come. There's a delay and Ambarish Maharaj thinks, but I did 1 year of upavas for the praja, so I don't want to let it go waste. So he thinks, if I take 2 drops of water, it is like breaking the fast and it is not like breaking the fast. So these are like ordinary characteristics, right? You take a fast and then you break the fast. But somebody who does not even wear clothes, that's a big thing. To be so detached. Even today there is one religion in which there are 2 kinds of sadhus. And one of the sadhus is, they don't wear any clothes. They are considered to be higher than the other category of sadhus in that religion. So it's special. And this sadhu, he comes to know by his mystic power that this grihastha, he took water. I said, how dare you take water without asking me? He takes 2 hair, puts it on the ground. There is a big fiery demon that attacks. And what does this grihastha do? This is where the change happens. This is where the contradictory nature of the Bhagavatam comes in. Typically, what will a grihastha do when he is attacked? Can you speak? Anybody knows how to speak? Yes? Either he will run away, he will save, or he will retaliate. This is the first story in the Bhagavatam where this king, Raja, Praja hai, Sainik hai, Hathi, Ghode, sab kuch hai. He folds his hands and he is not even retaliating and he is not even saving and he is not even speaking, who are you to kill me and this and that. He just folds his hand as he remembers Vishnu. And when he remembers Vishnu, Sudarshan Chakra comes. And Sudarshan Chakra first kills the demon. And after killing the demon, then turns and goes in the direction of this renounced sadhu. How many stories you have heard where the weapon of the Supreme Lord, Namo Brahmanya Devaya, Go Brahmana Hitaya Cha, Go Brahmana Hitaya Cha. This is the prayer that millions of Vaishnavas are offering every day when they offer bhoga to Krishna. Go Brahmana Hitaya Cha. He is not a Brahman. He is the leader of the Brahmins. He is a sannyasi. He is the highest in the Varnashram. Can Vishnu, who is Go Brahmana Hitaya Cha, send his Sudarshan Chakra to hurt and kill the highest Brahman who is so renounced that he does not even want to wear clothes? This is revolutionary. This is Bhagavatam. And for the first time in the Bhagavatam, this revolutionary story introduces to many more revolutionary thoughts. He goes to Indra, he says, save me, save me. He says, I cannot save you. He goes to Brahma, save me, save me. I cannot save you. He goes to Rudra, save me, save me. He says, I cannot save you. Then who sends Sudarshan Chakra? Sudarshan Chakra is in the hands of Vishnu. So he goes to Vishnu, he goes to Vaikuntha. Vigataha kuntha yasmat iti Vaikuntha. What is the definition of Vaikuntha? जहाँ पे कुंठा नहीं है, जहाँ पे anxiety नहीं है, उसको बोलते हैं Vaikuntha. Our Durvasa Rishi, he is entering Vaikuntha in complete kuntha. What has he done that the nature of Vaikuntha changed? Vaikuntha change होता है क्या? Material world को 2 words में कृष्णा ने explain किया है. क्या बोलते हैं कृष्णा material world का? 2 words. Dukhalayam ashashvatam. And what is the material? What is the spiritual world? Susukham kartum avyayam. Bhakti is the path. Susukham, that is opposite of Dukhalayam. And avyayam is the opposite of ashashvatam. Bhakti is susukham kartum avyayam. The place where bhakti takes you, will it be Dukhalayam? Where it will be Sukhalayam? Sukhalayam, right? Our Prabhu, something he did. In the presence of Vishnu, in the home of Vishnu, he is in complete anxiety and he is saying, can you please do something about this Sudarshan Chakra? And the first words he says is, Ajanatate Paramanubhavam Kritam Mayagham Bhavatah Priyanam. I am really sorry, मेरे से माफ कर दो. Ajanatate Paramanubhavam. I don't know your nature. मैं इतना बेवकूफ हूँ, तपस्या करते करते ये भूल गया. आराधितो यदि हरि तपसा ततः किम, ना आराधितो यदि तपसा ततः किम. If you don't believe in Hari, what is the use of your tapasya? Because the whole purpose of tapasya is to worship Hari. Na aradhito yadi Hari, tapasa tata kim. And if you worship Hari without tapasya, what is the need for tapasya? अगर भगवान को पूजते हो तो तपस्या करने की जरूरत क्या है? और अगर भगवान को मानते नहीं हो तो तपस्या करके क्या फायदा है? So when he goes there, Vishnu is telling him, Aham bhakta paradhina, hi aswatantra iva dvija, sadhubir grasta hridayo, bhaktair bhakta janapriya. First verse, 9th canto, 4th chapter, sloka number 63. First verse, please save me, please save me. Aham bhakta paradhina. Can you chant with me? Aham bhakta paradhina, hi aswatantra iva dvija. साधुबीर ग्रस्त हृदयो भक्तैर भक्त जनप्रिय. The translation of the first sentence is, I am a servant dependent on my devotees. Aswatantra iva dvija. The first verse of the Bhagavatam says Krishna is Swarat, and Krishna himself says aswatantra. I am not independent, I am dependent on my sadhubir grast hridayo. My heart has been captured by my devotees. What to speak of my devotees? भक्तैर भक्त जनप्रिय. मेरे भक्तों की जो भक्ति करेगा वो भी मेरे लिए प्रिय है. श्रीवास ठाकुर के घर में एक दुखी नाम की महिला थी. उसका काम था गंगा का पानी लाना. श्री चैतन्य महाप्रभु मेड प्रताप रुद्र महाराज cry for शुद्ध भक्ति. This dukhi would bring pots of Ganga water. Shri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu called her and gave her prema bhakti without her asking. You know why? Because she was silently serving Srivas Thakur. Bhaktair Bhakta Janapriya. And Shri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu in that pastime to Srivas Thakur, even a dog in your home is dear to me. What to speak of the human beings in your home? So Vishnu is telling Durvasa, Bhaktair Bhakta Janapriya. And after hearing that, Durvasa Muni ko pasina chhut gaya. मैं भगवान की सेवा बहुत किया. और Ambarish Maharaj, such an exalted Vaishnava, I attacked him. अजानता ते परमानुभावम कृतम मयाघम भवतः प्रियाणाम. क्या बड़ी गलती कर दी मैंने. भवतः प्रियाणाम, आपको जो प्रिय हैं उनको मारने की कोशिश कर दी मैंने. प्लीज फॉरगिव मी. So this is the only story in the entire Vedic literature where a grihastha becomes more stronger and more superior than a renunciant. Otherwise no other story. Till Prahlad was tested, Hiranyakashipu was the greatest personality in the universe, and Indra, Surya. And if you read the Bhagavatam, this story is being told by Narad Muni to Yudhishthir. That whole Prahlad Hiranyakashipu Vyakhyan is chanted by Narada to Yudhishthir. In that story he says, what to speak of the Devatas, even I was in the court of Hiranyakashipu. Narad Muni was also subdued by Hiranyakashipu. The reason we'll discuss sometime else. Why a great Vaishnava like Narad Muni is also behaving subservient to a tiny insect like Hiranyakashipu. Why? The pure devotees do not meddle with the plan of the Lord. When somebody plays harmonium, then the fingers should be served by the keys of the harmonium. You understood the point? When I am singing and he is playing mridanga, the mridanga player is not supposed to lead the kirtan. Who is supposed to lead the kirtan? Heard anything? Kirtan, mridanga? Malum hai? Okay. The mridanga player is supposed to follow the kirtaniya. And when the mridanga player becomes heavy on the kirtaniya, it's not kirtan. It is something else only. Right? So Narad Muni knows, ये हिरण्यकशिपु है ना, इसको ब्रह्मा जी ने वरदान दिया है, ये जय विजय है, ये अपनी कब्र खोद रहा है. समझे कि नहीं? He is digging his own grave. And if I say, Prabhu, I am a Vaishnava, sadhubir grasta hridayo bhaktair bhakta jinapriya, समझा? I am not going to be ruled by you. It spoils the plan of my master. So Narad Muni cooperated with the plan of the Lord, and he also is working as a servant in the court of Hiranyakashipu, right? Who's the greatest person in the universe? If you even watch the movie, even if you have not read the 7th canto of the Bhagavatam, Hiranyakashipu ki jayo. That was what is shown there. And then what happens? A tiny little boy, an innocent boy, who has no powers, he has no army, he does not have magical powers like everything else. He is caught one day and he says, "Kya sikha tumne?" So he says, Shravanam Kirtanam Vishnu. Tanmanye adhitam uttamam. What did you learn? Adhitam uttamam is this. Then Hiranyakashipu is so angry, he throws him, right? In this year's Narsingh Chaturdashi class, His Holiness Radhanath Maharaj, he gave a class in the West, Narsingh Chatur, he spoke a very nice point. He says, why did Lord Narasimha Dev, where he had Hiranyakashipu on his lap and he tore him apart and then he threw him. Why did Lord Narasimha Dev throw Hiranyakashipu? And Maharaj answered, because it was reciprocation, because when Prahlad told him about Shuddha Bhakti, Hiranyakashipu also threw Prahlad on the floor. So just because he threw Prahlad on the floor, Narasimha remembered and threw Hiranyakashipu on the floor. That is the love affair that is going on between the Lord and his devotee. So this little child who has a secret love affair, but he does not have an illicit affair. We also have a love affair, but our love affair is an illicit affair. That is where the problem is. Loving is not a problem, but whom you are loving. He is loving the original personality. The Prakriti is loving the original Purush. So he's thrown away, then he is tortured one by one. Then what does he do? When he is tortured by putting him in snakes, he is tortured by putting him into elephants, he is tortured by indifferent, what does he do? He takes out his sword. He chants mantras, he casts magic spells, he does black magic. What does he do? So in that movie, Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya, Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Just chanting the song, right? And what happens? The nature of this world changes. Ambarish's bhakti changed the nature of Vaikuntha. Prahlad's nature, bhakti, changed the nature of the material world. What happened? The elephants bow down to him. The snakes can't bite him. The spears cannot touch him. The oil cannot boil him. Holika cannot burn him. And everything else. Right? So, Shukdev Goswami is telling, please look at these stories as the examples of big controversy है सब. ऐसा नहीं होता है वैकुंठ में. वैकुंठ में एंग्जाइटी नहीं रहती है, लेकिन उसको एंग्जाइटी हो गई. हाथी किसी के सामने झुकते नहीं है, लेकिन प्रहलाद के सामने झुक गए. Is Indra a demigod or a demon? Demigod, you are right. But in the 6th canto of the Bhagavatam, in Vritrasur story, Prabhupada writes in one canto, in one purport, Vritrasur in a demon body is offering prayers to the Lord. Ajata Paksha Iva Matara Khaga. He says, actually, I am like a small bird and you are like the mother bird. Oh, no. Actually, I am like a calf and you are like the cow. No. Actually, I am like a newly wed wife and you are like the husband. And I am just waiting for you to come. I am Didrikshavo. I am eagerly waiting for the darshan of the Lord. When will you come? Prabhupada writes, in this whole story, Vritrasur is actually acting like a demigod or a devotee, and Indra is acting like a demon. Change. Controversial is this, right? And what happens in the Govardhan Leela? In Govardhan Leela, Indra, he knows the auspicious nature of Gomata. Cows are to be worshipped. Yes, even Kali Yuga souls, we are doing all kinds of nonsense, but at least even now, we respect the Gomata in India, is it not? Even today when cow meat is being transported, they will stop it and they will attack people, right? Does Indra, who is the king of the Devatas, know this? Okay, 3 people are saying he knows this, so we'll take their opinion. This Indra has so much ego that in one village, 1 year, in one Bharatvarsha, on one planet, in the entire universe. How many planets are there in the universe? Unlimited planets. In that unlimited planets, one is Bharat Bhumi, Prithvi, Bhumi Devi. In that Bhumi Devi, there is one Bharatvarsha. In that Bharatvarsha, there is one village Vrindavan. In that one Vrindavan, they stopped Indra Yagya. They did not advertise on internet saying कि you also stop, you also stop, you also. बोले हमारा कान्हा बोले, वही कान्हा से भी बात की. कान्हा को बोला एक काम करते हैं, we made all these arrangements for Indra Yagya. Let us do Indra Yagya with this, and after that we'll do it. After some time we'll do what you are saying, Govardhan Yagya. Kanha said, no, this is Govardhan Yagya. ये जो इसी को इंद्र को अर्पण नहीं करते हुए गोवर्धन को करना है. So what to do? Kanha is really strong. So they did it, but they didn't advertise it. They didn't make a policy change. Abhi next year also will not do. It was only for that year. He never asked for eternity. that one incident of not having Indra Yagya pained, Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur writes, when they stopped, he got a headache in Swarga. So he became so angry, he decided to kill Krishna, he decided to kill the mother of Krishna, he decided to kill all the people of Krishna, but he does not know his Vishnu, right? He later came to know. Does he know the cows are cows? Does he know cows are worshipable? Yeah. He made an attempt to kill all the cows, he made an attempt to kill all the calves, he made an attempt to kill all the peacocks, deer, everyone. It's a mass homicide. मतलब जो भी है सबको खत्म कर दूंगा. क्यों? मेरी पूजा बंद कर दी. Are devotees supposed to act like this? Change, right? So all these stories, Shukdev Goswami is picking from the history. The history of this universe is known to Shukdev Goswami. In the beginning of the Bhagavatam it is mentioned, he is there in Sarva Bhuta Hridayam Munim Anatosmi. He is in the Sarva Bhuta Hridayam, Shukdev Goswami. So Shukdev Goswami is picking up stories that are telling us, if you continue your illicit affair, it's not going to be good. Anyone, if you are a king like Ambarish, or if you are a small child like Prahlad, or you may be a demigod like Indra, but if you are wrong, you are wrong. And if you are a demon like Vritrasur, if you are having a love affair with Krishna and not having an illicit affair with Maya Devi, you are right and Krishna will protect you. So what is the message of the Gita? Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he is describing one story, Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami is describing one story in relation to Gita in the Chaitanya Charitamrita. What is the message of the Gita? Anybody can tell me? In 3rd chapter, the message of the Gita is Karma Yoga. In the 4th chapter of the Gita, it is Jnana Yoga. In the 6th chapter, it is Dhyana Yoga. In the 12th chapter, it is Bhakti Yoga. So, in a very general way, we can say there are 4 messages of the Gita. Karma, Dhyana, Jnana and Bhakti. Right? But if you go deeper, then everywhere it points to Bhakti. So, a Vaishnava, he says, it's not 4 paths, it's only one path, Bhakti. Right? But how can we say like that? I'll tell you one story from the Chaitanya Charitamrita. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is in Srirangam during this period only, Chaturmas. Every day he goes to Srirangam temple and he finds one day one Vaishnava. He is in the walls of Srirangam temple, which is Vishnu temple. He has a Bhagavad Gita in his hand, but that Bhagavad Gita is upside down. And he is reading the Bhagavad Gita. And then Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu sees a strange sight. There are other 7-8 Vaishnavas. They are laughing on this Vaishnava. What is this Vaishnava doing that they are laughing? He is reading the Gita. Should Vaishnavas laugh on other Vaishnavas for reading the Gita? Yeah, our college room partners and non-Vaishnavas, they may laugh on us. But we expect encouragement from Vaishnavas for reading the Gita, right? So Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is very intrigued. This Vaishnava is reading Vishnu book in the biggest temple in the world, Srirangam. And why are these Vaishnavas laughing? So he goes and asks this Brahman, my dear Brahman, what are you doing? And why are these Brahmanas laughing on you? So he says, Vipra kahe murkha ami shabdartha na jani shuddha shuddha Gita padi guru agya mani. He says, actually I am illiterate and I can't read. ये जो लिखा समझ में नहीं आता है, तो मैं कुछ तो पढ़ने की कोशिश करता हूँ. Why? Because my Guru Maharaj told me every day you have to read the Gita. So he could have told his Guru Maharaj, but Guru Maharaj, I am illiterate. Can you give me some another seva? But he said no. Surrendered. When Guru says something, you have to do it. Every day he will go to the temple and he will read the Gita upside down, but he does not know Kala Akshar Bhais Barabar. But he is doing something like that. And seeing that this illiterate person every day comes to the temple and tries to read the Gita, समझ में तो कुछ नहीं आता है. ये 7 वैष्णव उसके ऊपर हंस रहे हैं. But Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, when he gets his answer, he sees something. He sees that the eyes of this Brahman are wet. So he says that I understood, you are illiterate and that's why they are laughing on you and you don't know what is right, upside down and all. But my dear Brahman, why are there tears in your eyes? The Brahman says, because whenever I hold the Gita in my hand like this, one vision comes in front of me. It is the Lord of all Lords, Lord Krishna, how has he become the servant of his devotee? And thinking like this, I am thinking, how merciful is the Lord. That's why these tears have come. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu embraces this Brahman and says, if there is anybody in this world who has understood the essence of the Gita, it is you. But what is he? Illiterate. Illiterate मतलब अंगूठा छाप. अंगूठा छाप मतलब उसको एक भी अक्षर पढ़ने को नहीं आता है. But Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, the greatest authority on bhakti, has told him, if there is anybody who has understood the essence of the Gita, it is you. So how is this Brahman who is illiterate understood the essence of Gita, but the 7 Vaishnavas who are also supposed to read Gita and they are supposed to understand the essence of Gita, they never understood the Gita. They must be literate. That's why they are laughing. It means bhakti is not revealed to those who are literate. Bhakti is not revealed to those who are powerful. Bhakti is not revealed to those who are egoistic. Bhakti is revealed to those who are humble. Bhakti is revealed to those who are surrendered. So this is the essence of the Gita. This is the essence of the Bhagavatam. This is the essence of the Chaitanya Charitamrita. What is that? How to surrender to Krishna. In Harinam Chintamani, when the first offense is being discussed, Haridas Thakur and Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu are having a discussion. So Haridas Thakur says to Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, when Raghunath Das Goswami, he met you before he became a renunciant. You gave him some instructions and those instructions also ended in Krishna. What are the instructions that Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu gave to Raghunath Das Goswami before he became a renunciant, when he came to meet him at Shantipur? Ghare jao na ho batul, sthira hoiya ghare jao na ho batul, krame krame paye lok bhava sindhukul. He said, don't become a monkey renunciant. Go back, krame krame, practice your duties properly. One day, Krishna will show you mercy. So all those instructions, they end in one day. Se kale, se chhale, Krishna sfurabe tomare, Krishna kripa jare tare, ke rakhite pare. He is thinking, I want to escape from my home, but every time the guards catch me, he said, one day, I am going to go to Vrindavan, and after I return from Vrindavan, Krishna, se kale, se chhale, Krishna, sfurabe tomare. Krishna will inspire in your heart one chhal, one yukti. By that yukti, you will get freedom from your grihastha life and you can come to meet me in Puri after I return from Vrindavan. So Haridas Thakur, in Harinam Chintamani, is telling Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, before he became a renunciant, you gave him instructions. That also ended in Krishna only. And after Raghunath Das Goswami became a renunciant, then again he came to you with Swarup Damodar Goswami and said, can you give me instructions? That time also you gave him instructions, bhalana khaibe, bhalana parebe. And again, the last instruction was, Mane Sada Radha Krishna Sevibe. Those instructions also ended in Krishna only. Now I understand your real message is not how to live in this world. The real message is whether you are a renunciant or whether you are not a renunciant, the real message that Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is giving is to surrender to Krishna. In our Govardhan Leela, there is a very beautiful shlok where after seeing the whole situation, Krishna is speaking something. This is Krishna speaking to his own heart. Tasmat mat sharanam goshtham madnatham mat parigraham gopaye swatma yogena soyam me vrata ahitah. In this shloka, Krishna is talking to himself but in reference to the Vrajavasis, and he uses the word mat 3 times. Oh, this Indra has attacked Govardhan. Tasmat mat sharanam goshtham. Goshtham means village. This whole village has come to mat sharanam. Mannatham, they consider me as their master. Mat parigraham. Parigraham means family. They consider me as a family member. Gopaye, swatma. Gopaye means now I will protect them. Swatma yogena. Soyam me vrata ahita. This is my vrat. And in the translation of Sharanam, Tasmat mat Sharanam Goshtham, Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur, he says, the meaning of the word Sharanam, according to Anekartha Varga dictionary, is protector and home, both. So what is the meaning? Krishna is saying, when I was born, when I came to the village of Vrindavan, all these people gave me Sharan. When I was a small baby, who fed me? Yashoda Mai fed me. When the big demons attacked me, then who cared for me? All these villagers came me. So because they gave shelter to me, Mat Sharanam. Now in times of danger, I have to give them shelter. It is my vrat, it is my duty. So in that single shloka, he claims ownership over the Vrajvasis 3 times. You know what it means? It means anytime we do something for Krishna selflessly and out of love, out of a feeling of surrender, Krishnaika Sharanam, this I am doing not out of my duty. There's just so many things coming to my mind. I'll just wrap it up in 2 minutes. There are, in the 3rd canto, I think 29th chapter, and maybe shloka number 8, 9 and 10, there are 3 ways of bhakti mentioned. Tamoguni bhakti, Rajoguni bhakti and Sattva-guni bhakti. Tamoguni bhakti means that is done out of envy. Rajoguni bhakti, there are many characteristics, but primarily out of envy. Rajoguni bhakti is that is done with a feeling of competition. And you know what is Sattva-guni bhakti? Sattva-guni bhakti is that bhakti which is done to get free from the ill effects of karma. I know I am being troubled by good and bad, both karma. So I want to get free from karma. Why am I serving Krishna? Not out of love for him, Prabhu. Why am I serving Krishna? Because Krishna is in charge of all the karma. The burden of karma has become heavy on my shoulders. I want somebody to take the burden of karma. That is why I am serving Krishna. And then Kapila Rishi, he says there is a 4th bhakti which is called Nirguna bhakti. You know what is it? It is that when devotees are attracted to hearing about me, they are not envious, they are not competitive, and they are also not tired of their karma. It's just that they have an attraction for my katha. They have an attraction for my kirtan. They want to hear about me. Mayi sarva guhashay, mad guna shruti matrena, mayi sarva guhashay. Just by developing the attraction to hear about Krishna, Kapil Rishi is saying that is Nirguna Bhakti. So, in one lecture, December 12th, 2015, December 12th, His Holiness Radhanath Maharaj, he gave a class. In that class, he gave a definition of Sharanagati. He said, Sharanagati is like a bridge in between us and Krishna. And then he said, Sadhana Bhakti brings us to that bridge. So Sadhana Bhakti will not give us Krishna. Sadhana Bhakti brings us to the bridge of Sharanagati or surrender to Krishna. So all the 16 rounds that we are doing, all the 4 regulative principles that we are doing, all the services that we are doing, it is sadhana bhakti if there is no love in it, if there is no attraction in it. So we do sadhana bhakti properly, but the fruit of sadhana bhakti is not Krishna. The fruit of sadhana bhakti is the opportunity to surrender to Krishna, Sharanagati, that bridge. And finally, when you reach that bridge, it's not that you meet Krishna. Where you are? You are before the bridge. Sadhana bhakti brings you to the bridge. Finally, you have to walk over the bridge of surrender to Krishna to meet Krishna on the other side of the bridge. So did Prahlad get Krishna without surrender to Krishna? Did Ambarish get Krishna without surrender to Krishna? Did the Vrajavasis get Krishna right from day one without any danger? They had to surrender to Krishna. So my dear friends, actually the real gift that our Sampradaya is offering to us is not, the Vidhi Marga. There is a Vidhi Marga, following the rules and regulations, but the real benefit, the real fortune that the Hare Krishna movement is offering to us is right, whether it is the Gita, whether it is the Bhagavatam, whether it is Chaitanya Charitamrita, this clear emphasis on Sharanagati or surrendering to Krishna, doing what is being exemplified by all these acharyas, and going for Sharanagati, actually offering your heart to Krishna, actually offering your love for Krishna, actually when you are chanting your holy names, not doing it ritualistically, but actually out of a sense of gratitude. My dear Krishna, how fortunate am I? I have eaten so many dirty things with this mouth. I have spoken so many dirty things with this mouth. In this dirty mouth, this foul mouth, even today, when I pick up the bead bag, and I chant Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Parishtaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Niti Namine, because of Bhaktair Bhakta Jana Priya. Your love is there for Srila Prabhupada, and I am following Srila Prabhupada's order. How many of you wanted to chant the holy names before you met Srila Prabhupada and Prabhupada's devotees? Anybody left your home at the age of 19 to search for God? Why are we chanting Hare Krishna? Not because we like to chant Hare Krishna, because we are obeying the orders of His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhakti Vedanta Swami Prabhupada. So, Bhaktair Bhakta Jana Priya. If we keep following the orders of His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada, because Srila Prabhupada loves Krishna and Krishna loves Srila Prabhupada, we are following Srila Prabhupada, we will also get a place in the heart of Krishna. So all we have to do is, in the Vidhi Marga, we have to find little emotion that we should offer to Krishna. And when we offer that emotion to Krishna, when we offer that feeling to Krishna, then we capture the heart of Krishna. And that is actually the real fortune of being connected to ISKCON. There are many people who are chanting the holy names. There are many people who are serving Krishna. But all of them are practicing the Vidhi Marga. It is not Raga Marga. And in Chaitanya Charitamrita, Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami speaks very clearly, even if you worship Krishna with Vidhi Marga, you don't reach Vrindavan. If you want entry into Vrindavan, Vidhi Marga has to be dropped on the way and you have to take Raga Marga. Entry into Vrindavan is only for those who are Raga Marga. So, Srila Prabhupada's greatness, fallen souls like us who don't even follow the four regulative principles properly, Prabhupada actually has given us the Raga Marga, but it is packaged as Vidhi Marga. He's given us Radha Krishna Bhakti, which is Raga Marga, but what did he tell us? He told us you should worship Radha Krishna like Lakshmi Narayan. Don't practice Raga Marga like Vrindavan. So there is fixed times of Aarti. It appears like Vidhi Marga, but if you follow the path given by Srila Prabhupada as per what he has given in Gita, I mentioned to you how the real essence was not known to the Vidhi person, but he was seeing a vision of Krishna and Arjun because of his love for the order of his spiritual master. So whether it is the Gita, whether it is the Bhagavatam, whether it is Chaitanya Charitamrita, actually it is the Raga Marga that our Acharyas have given us, and that is the only one road to the highest spiritual world of Golok Vrindavan. Can you imagine we fallen souls who are not even fit for hell? If you go to hell, they will say, you are so sinful, we have to create another variety of hell just for you. Because the sins that we are committing in Kali Yuga, we have never committed before. Dirty, complicated, and all-in-one sins. So it's just the mercy of Srila Prabhupada. He's offering the highest to the lowest, even when we are not qualified. So just if we continue chanting the holy names without fail, and maintain association of devotees, and they keep guiding us properly, and in a sense of humility, we are just doing the needful, never offend devotees, always take care of devotee relationships, always follow the orders of the spiritual master, always be in a subservient spirit to the Purva Acharyas, Srila Jeev Goswami, Srila Sanatan Goswami, Srila Rup Goswami, Sri Nityanand Prabhu, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Just by being a simple, ordinary devotee, the path to Golok Vrindavan, which is not available to any of the other paths who are following Vidhi, can be open to us. So let us meditate on this great fortune that has been given to us. But for that, to escape from the concentration camp, you will have to do the unthinkable. When you look at those corpses, you will have to jump on it. So when you are surrounded by people who are not following the regulative principles, to think about practicing the regulative principles, it's actually worse than jumping on that heap of corpses, right? It's scary to follow the regulative principles. Every day 16 rounds, it's scary to chant 16 rounds. It's like worse than jumping on those corpses. But because Stanislavski Lech did it, he's the only one survivor of these concentration camps. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said, I declare it boldly with my two hands. If you chant the holy names of Krishna and if you don't offend devotees, I will carry you back home, back to Godhead. So all we have to do is, if any one of us is tired of this concentration camp, just do these two things. First, chant the holy names. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. And don't offend devotees. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has personally guaranteed us. Jai. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu ki Jai. Jai Sri Nityanand Prabhu ki Jai. Jai Sri Prabhupada ki Jai. Ananta Koti Vaishnav Vrinda ki Jai. Jai Nitai Gaur Premanande Hari Hari Bol.